Today I want to show you how to meal prep a sheet pan pizza that's relatively low in calories and high in protein.
To add protein to the dough, we'll be using vital wheat gluten. Per serving of 30 grams, it's 120 calories and 24 grams of protein. And it's commonly used in Kodiak cakes to add protein to the pancake batter, and we'll be using it to add protein to our pizza dough today.
This is everything you'll need for the dough.
Starting off by adding your dry ingredients into a bowl, and that's 400 grams of all-purpose flour, 120 grams of vital wheat gluten, 6 grams of salt, and 5 grams of instant rise yeast. Now add in 380 grams of water, and I add it slowly. I'll add about half of it here, then I'll give it a mix, and then I'll add the other half and finish mixing it. Once the dough starts to get dry and crumbly like this, you can dampen your hand and then start mixing it all together, kneading the dough, getting the dry and wet ingredients all well combined. Once your dough ball starts to form, you can clean off your countertop because you're going to add a pinch of flour to it. This is going to prevent the dough from sticking, and it's also going to help the dough form into a ball easier. Then you're going to roll out your dough ball onto the countertop. This is my technique here. You can try to copy it if you like. It's pretty simple, but I'm just rolling back and forth, rolling it into circles to form the ball shape. And once you have your dough ball formed, you're just going to spray your bowl with non-stick spray, add the dough to the bowl, spray the top with non-stick spray again, cover it, and let it rest for at least 2 hours. And while it's resting, you can clean off your countertop. After about 2 hours and you see your dough has risen, you can start preparing your pizza crust. Lay it down on a sheet pan. Spray your hands with non-stick spray so the dough doesn't stick to your hands, and then start pressing it out to the edges. This is how I knead my pizza crust. I push it out to the edges like this. It might take a minute or two. This is just my technique. Then you can kind of stretch it out. You see it retract like this. That means it's not fully ready. In order to get the dough to spread a little bit easier, I'm just going to cover the top here with the other sheet pan and let it rest for about 15 more minutes, and then the dough should be easier to manipulate afterwards. Spray my hands with non-stick spray, then I stretch the crust out to the edges one final time. And once you're satisfied with your crust coverage of the sheet pan, you can start adding in your pizza sauce and toppings. For the pizza sauce, I use Cento crushed tomatoes with salt and garlic powder added to it. And I add in 225 grams of pizza sauce, spread it around, followed by 200 grams of part-skim shredded mozzarella cheese, then about 1 serving or 28 grams of Turkey Pepperoni, and that's what the pizza's looking like before it goes into the oven. Bake at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes, and that's what it looks like out of the oven. Cook to your preferences, and I like my pizzas a little more well done, just so it's a little crispier.
I'll put the macros on the screen for 1 serving of this sheet pan pizza, and if you give this one a try, let me know what you think.
I cut the pizza into 16 slices, and I made 1 serving a quarter of the pizza, and that's 680 calories and 52 grams of protein. For the entire pizza, that's 2,730 calories and 208 grams of protein.